go in the afternoon, morning to you all out there. I hope you all doing well. Today I want to talk about working for yourself and being a disabled person, doing what I do. So I basically work for myself, Yes, I work for different organizations, committees, but I get to choose my schedule or projects I take on, where I travel to, and if I even want to travel to somewhere, and I get into what helps me decide when it comes to travel. So, I mentioned this before, and I will do so again. COVID really opened a lot of doors for me and professionally. I remember a conversation with a Uber driver, and he hit it on the nail on the head, and it's true. I turned a bad situation into a positive, and I'm really grateful for having that time to dive deep into, okay, what am I passionate about? And I share all this in hopes to help someone have a conversation with yourself, advisors, trusted adults, about what is it that drives me or gets me excited to go to work, or at least not dread work. I will say there are days we all have that when we just don't want work, we don't want to get up, we don't want, and so, that's why I share this in a little bit about my day-to-day stuff and what I do. I usually wake up, check emails, check whatever. I'm dependent on the day. Sometimes I do hop right on Zoom. One thing about being self-employed is that you can try that 9 to 5 or 12 to 7 time slots, but it does not work, It could for a while, but as you expand, and you need to expand to make it worth it. Which is why I do so much. I want to eventually become official, have at least an LLC for myself and yeah, so you absolutely need to spend your network. And one thing I will say, working with national organizations, time zones play a huge factor in, if you're working with a California client, you want to try to stay away from calls between 10 and, 8 and let's say 12 p.m. Eastern. 8 will be 5 a.m. for them, and 12 noon is getting to that more reasonable hour for them. During COVID, I was a rep on a funding call, and they had someone in Hawaii, and it was for us 9:10, and it was middle of the night for the poor guy. So, if you're local, have local clients, I will say, depending what you do, that 9 to 5, whatever you want your schedule to be, will work, you know. If you're in, let's say I'm a policy consultant, so there's times I'm absolutely swamped, most, and not to get political, but right now, the next 4 years, I'm be busy just trying to weather the storm. So that's what we signed up for. You know, again, depends what you're consulting on. Some stay pretty consistent, and some fields depends what the world around us is going through. And for me, you know, also awareness months get pretty busy. I know October, March, whatever. Disability Awareness Months, and you know, I'm always somewhere doing something, and so again, depends what you are working on, but and so let us say you want to avoid is burnout, you know. That's a real easy thing to get to, because you're like, well, I'm at my best every day, all day. After a while, it catches up on you, I will say. I try to take a true vacation at least once a year, preferably a few times a year. Just because I need that time where I can say, no time away, I get to you where I can. I think self-care specialists in the policy consulting field, especially right now, self-care's crucial. You know, and myself and try and go on another vacation. Went over last month to Denver in February down to Florida, so I'm already been on 2 vacations. So, yeah, I clearly want to talk about travel and what goes into that. I probably will make a part 2, eventually. We'll have more time on my hands as school runs down. Yeah, as I say that, my calendar will fill right up with commitments, usually how it works, but no. As they have more commitments that I typically do, about 50 commitments to 100 a year. That includes virtual and in person. So it's a grind for sure. But travel, my suggestion was travel. If you're working with a partner like I am, you will see what they can cover, whether it's airfare, hotel, Uber vouchers, food per diem. Do they provide food? Because, especially in big cities, I will say it gets expensive. I mean, especially if you attend a conference. No one's having a conference at Motel 6 days. Like, no one. So, it's usually a pretty nice hotel. That means you have to stay there. Especially if it's like New York City or Washington, D.C. Staying at the hotel or a hotel you can walk to the conference event, wherever, will make travel easier. And, obviously traffic, I've stayed at a off-site hotel twice. One time it was in Aspen, Colorado. It was actually a host hotel of the conference that had a shelter. My boss had a rental plus there's zero traffic in Aspen. So, and then last year I stayed off site at a DC conference. Don't recommend that because DC traffic is awful, especially and strangely on Wednesdays. It's really, really bad. So, always try to stay at the on-site hotel if you can. If not, we need to afford what we can afford. No one should be breaking the bank over a hotel room. I'm trying to say what else. But yeah, just make sure. Also, ask yourself if it's worth it. I try to go for the multi-day conferences where I fly because it's just that more sensible. Yes, if I am asked to be at a conference and it's one day, I do it, but preferably a multi-day. Also, those multi-day ones, you want to avoid burnout. Conferences are great, but they are jam-packed with information. So, yeah, I'll probably make a post because I know there's some stuff I did not cover, such as, family and work life. I'd say more when you have a romantic partner, that balance moments when you're self-employed can be tough. Just off if your network has grown like mine and you do 50 to 100 commitments a year, yeah, you know, your love life does suffer a little, but we will get into that in part two because, you know, as I will get into, you know, you need people around you that understand your journey, understand your purpose, and you know, yeah, we will get all into that next time, but have a great night. Peace out. And I hope this helps for anyone thinking about is self-employment for me, will it pay off? And my answer is it depends how much you put yourself out there. Probably to a point where people get annoyed of you, but it's so worth it at the end. I don't regret one single moment of my career so far. All been blessings, been to some beautiful spots all over the United States, and hopefully I get some international commitments eventually. So, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.